Well, good morning. It is a nasty rainy day. It's chilly. I didn't know, so I didn't have a raincoat on. Just dashed between, well, between the drops was not possible, uh, to get in the car. Well, resilience in real time. Actually, I'm going back 12 hours probably. Yeah, more than that. Close to 24, I guess. All right, here we go. Resilience. What does resilience look like? What is resilience? Resilience means that when we take a hit of something in our lives, any kind of a hit, resilience is our recovery from that. And resilience can look different for different people. And it definitely takes different amounts of time, different amounts of effort, and hopefully over time, we grow, deepen, strengthen our resilience, and recover faster from deeper things with less effort. So I had a surprise resilience signal happen to me yesterday, and I want to start with that one. And then a slower resilience. That's really the topic. But I want to tell the good story because it's a great reminder that God heals and God gives us insights in that healing, sometimes in really hard places, in tricky places. For example, yesterday I got some devastating news, actually. I don't use that word lightly. It was devastating. It came right in and hit me right here. It hit me right here. I've worked for a year in all kinds of ways to move out of this diagnosis, to improve on it and move out of the diagnosis of osteoporosis. And I got the news yesterday that there has not been one fraction of improvement in a year. And it just took me down. Like, how could that possibly be? First of all, the doctor's name is Dr. William Brady. He's the radiologist who read my scores. So the report came in and it was very confusing because he measured everything on the left side and this and that and blah, blah, blah. Well, I don't have a femoral neck on the left side because I've had a hip replacement. And so the report made no sense to me, no sense at all. And I had to follow up, but the number was the same number as last year. And anyway, I had to get it straightened out. But I don't get a new report with the proper information. I get an addendum with his name on it. Like, really? So that's how that day went. But I was going downtown to meet a friend for dinner, and that was a highlight. So I got myself together and got in the car, figuring I have plenty of time. When I plugged in the Richardson Street garage, it said 36 minutes. 36 minutes? It doesn't take me a half an hour to get downtown. Oh, well, I better not wait. I better leave right now. And that would get me there 5 minutes early. Perfect timing. That's okay. Good. Let's go. Got on the highway, and almost immediately the backup started. I could see taillights right away. It's like, oh no. I looked down at my GPS screen, and sure enough, there was a long red line all the way around. It's like delaying me more than 10 minutes, according to the way it was reading. And I thought, and it was raining. Also, it was raining. It's like, okay, well, here we are, and this is going to be fine. And I toyed with the idea of going some different ways, and I thought, I'll just wait this out. I'm still going to be there on time. It'll be good. And I actually sat in my car in the traffic. I didn't go from lane to lane. I didn't panic. I wasn't nervous about, if this is really worse than what they think, then I'm going to be late, and what am I going to do about this or that? I didn't do any of that. Zero, none. Even though I was in stop and go traffic with other people doing a lot of that, heading downtown, which just felt backwards for 6 o'clock. It should be coming out of the downtown area. And I remembered it was Thursday night. And that means there's an event going on at the big entertainment center that they change the name every so often because somebody else gives more money to have it be the Food Lion Center or whatever it's called. Hi, Marquetta. Yes, it was remarkable, actually amazing. And I didn't even concentrate on it. I wasn't... My normal process when I can sense my insides cranking up, I just say, now, Sandra, you have plenty of time. You don't need to worry. And even if you are a little bit late, it'll be all right. You can text and let them know you're there and this and this. And, you know, I really talk myself out of the nerves. And I was more than halfway through this whole backup. And actually, I was at the place where there must have been an accident or something, but there were EMS vehicles in the center lane, which was so weird. And the traffic was going around that, but nobody was directing, because it's pouring rain, I guess. Nobody was directing it, but I had been in the left-hand lane, so I never had to jockey to go around that or anything. And I guess I could say the people around me were all driving carefully. They didn't make me nervous, whatever. And got past that, and I thought, that's what that was all about. That's really interesting. And then it dawned on me, bingo, I never got bent out of shape. Oh my word, this big discouragement that happened did not affect me in a negative way that I was staying all churned up about it. It's still disruptive to me. It's still difficult. But I was able to automatically, evidently, I was able to say, all right, fine. Well, now I'm going to have to deal with this ridiculous report, which I did call them, and an addendum was created. Whoever reads an addendum on a report. But anyway, and I was able, evidently, automatically to just set aside the unhappy news and the frustration. I said, well, can't we just have a new report? Oh, no, you can never do a new one. You can only do an addendum. But who's going to read the addendum? And the number's still the same. It hasn't changed. You know, all of this work for an entire year for zero progress. So I went downtown. I didn't even talk about it at dinner. Talked about a lot of really wonderful topics, deep, thoughtful things, but nothing that was ever a burden. That resilience carried me through the whole evening. It was truly a surprise, number one. Remarkable, number two. It is a signal, a clear signal of God's healing. Those old neural pathways that were dug in so deep are not that deep, and they are healed, and new ones, positive processes are all being developed in there. And God is just poking me, Sandra, good for you for not letting that get you down, because there's all this positive growth that's actually going on in there. You are a lot more resilient than you ever would have guessed, aren't you? So my answer to that is yes. Another thing that happened that's connected with that this morning, I just want to pile on there, because as I was working out this morning, just really discouraged, like, well, I don't know what good it does to do this. I've been working at it extra in the last year, and it hasn't improved that femoral neck on the right side. It's not the left, it's the right. And so, hi, Nancy. And so, I asked the trainer, I started to think, this is not going to get me down. I have now more progress to make. So what can I do? And I thought, no, I've done non-weight bearing things because of my knee. Well, I need to be weight bearing on the right side for that hip bones to be demanded. They need more demand to strengthen the bones. Okay, fine. So I talked to one of the trainers. Instead of sitting elliptical to start my day to warm up my knees, I'm going to be using the standing elliptical. And it's going to be really hard. But I have to do little things in this to target this particular area. I have been, but I need to, those other areas like bridges, I'm going to need to add more weight on there. I've been doing 15 pounds on my hips when I do bridges. Well, that's going to have to increase. Anyway, so I've come around the bend and I'm sitting down with my primary care this afternoon for a special conversation that she's fit into her schedule specifically for this issue for me. Oh, and the weight loss, actually. It's the weight loss issue. That's not going well either. So look at that. In spite of the fact of no progress after an entire year of focusing my effort, I'm still having a good day, even though it's pouring rain. So, resilience, that's what it looks like in real time. 24 hours, then I'm revived. Look, I hope that you have a great day too, regardless of what the weather's like where you are. God is able. Bye-bye.